Joseph Crudup here. Welcome to the Joseph Crudup Show. Today is Thursday, May the 13th, 2021. Yes, this is the day. We have breaking news. Breaking news. The CDC has announced that it will no longer people. They will not allow people to wear a mask outdoors and indoors. After about a year, the coronavirus has impacted a lot of people, a lot of places, a lot of events, a lot of indoors and outdoors. But it's all coming true. It's all coming true. The CDC guidelines has announced that it will soon lift their masks and lift their social distancing. That means no wars. There will be no people. There will be no people wearing their masks indoors when they're fully vaccinated. Unless no people who no people will no people will be following distancing, wearing their masks when they're fully vaccinated, and it's all come true. Now, I always know that people know that all the Americans will not go need masks when they're fully vaccinated, although they have been vaccinated for months, for days, for weeks. I can make sure this. I mean, people can have fun. People can enjoy. People can go some places where they used to do. And here we are. We're on the edge in the seat. We're just about 35% on the Americans are 35% of full vaccination. And it is what it is. And people can get back to normal for real. Soon. They can get back to normal soon. So we're gonna see. I watched it today. It's unbelievable. Now, vaccinated Americans don't need a mask most of the time. CDC says. That's what they says. CDC is right. Anthony Fauci is right. President Joe Biden is right. So here we are now. Now, what you need to know is, we're going to read it to you. They says the U.S. CDC director announced people fully vaccinated against COVID-19 do not need to wear masks or practice social distancing indoors or outdoors, except under special circumstances. The United States and the Union Territory of Delaware has suspended COVID-19 vaccinations for people aged of 18 to 44 due to shortage. But here's what people have to say now. Here's what they have to say. Here's what everybody had to say. Now, we're gonna go to Lahoo, and we're gonna find out what the heck is going on. Now it says the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention said on Thursday that people who are fully vaccinated no longer have to wear masks in many indoor situations. The new guidance reflects evidence that vaccines are highly effective in preventing serious and critical cases of COVID-19, the disease caused by the coronavirus. Anyone who is fully vaccinated can participate in indoors and outdoors activities, large or small, without wearing a mask or physical distancing. CDC Director Rachel Rosiski said she looked relieved as she made the announcement in a break from the most somber complaint of the public health officials since the pandemic began. A new note on the agency's website explains that masks should still be worn on planes, buses, and trains, and other forms of the public transportation, as well as incredible factories and homeless shelters. Those day guidelines representing a sharp break with the incredible change CDC had been making in recent weeks. In late April, for example, the agency reveals its outdoor mask guidance, but drew so many distance between vaccinated and unvaccinated people, small gatherings and large ones, that some people were confused. Now, the debate about masks will almost surely continue since CDC guidelines is now law. States and local services can make their own rules, as can business, like restaurants. But in her remarks on Thursday today, Walensky clearly sought to accelerate the agency should lead from the mask court rules. She said if you are fully vaccinated, you can start doing the things you have to stop because of the pandemic. She said, we have all longer for this moment. When we can get back to some sense of normalization or normal. She credited the scientific data on the performance of our vaccines and our understanding of how those virus spreads as reason for lifting their mask guidelines. Not only do the vaccines prevent people from falling ill with COVID-19, they also prevent people from spreading the virus to others who might then be sick. Surprisingly, a gradual revision also comes as the agency faces criticism that it is not moving quickly enough in outlining the benefits of the life after vaccination. For many people, no longer having to wear a mask will be foremost among those benefits. She noted that the vaccines now being administered as if are effective against viruses current environments of the coronavirus, including some that are more transmissible and can cause more serious illness. This is exactly and powerful moment, Richland said her remarks were seemingly tolerant not only due to the CDC's critics, but are also to people who have not yet received a coronavirus vaccine. After the final dose of the vaccines have been administered and the many doses 2-week period of antibodies to development passes, she said, you can share your mask. So this time, all we have to do, if we get vaccinated, fully vaccinated, for the last time, since I did here today, you will not need to wear a mask. After 2 weeks of fully vaccinated, and look, after 2 weeks of fully vaccination, that's it. And this is why I got vaccinated. That was today. I got a COVID-19 vaccine for the first dose where I went to Walgreens. That was this morning. I got vaccinated. I got a shot on my right arm. So the vaccines are doing fine. I was doing good. I was very fine vaccinated. And all I can say is just wow. But look, you need to get vaccinated. You need to get fully vaccinated now. And in the next 2 weeks, you don't need to wear a mask. Not work, not store, not anywhere, not indoors, not outdoors, not in the park, and probably not inside schools. Not schools when it comes this far. I can tell you now, you don't need to wear a mask when you get fully vaccinated, and you're going to be happy as you know it. But CDC says you could wear a mask will require the inside the bus, the trains, and the planes, and the airport. That's all you have to say. So anyway, things will get better. And things will get better. So, the coronavirus is losing the battle as we know it. The coronavirus lose the battle as we losing. It's losing the battle as we know it, and we're winning. That's why we put this for. This past year, we had to wear masks. This past year, here we are today, trying to keep it safe. So, I'm washing my hands, I'm wearing my mask all the time, I follow social distancing, and I don't get sick. I test negative last December. But look at us now. Look at us now. That's why the mask will come to the end. Wearing the mask will come to the end after you get fully vaccinated. Because that's why we have to do it. So today is a good day for Joe Biden, and here's what he said. President Joe Biden on Thursday told news mask guidance from the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Preventing as a great day for the American and an important milestone in the U.S. coronavirus response. Appearing in maskless during remarks in the White House Rose Garden, Biden said, "You had endured all this. When your country asked you to get vaccinated, you did. The American people, stepping up. You did. Let me say this again. Apparently, Madison during remarks in the White House Rose Garden, Biden said, "You had endured all this. When your country asked you to get vaccinated, you did. The American people, stepping up. You did what I consider to be your patriot duty. The patriot duty." That's what he said. And that's how we had gotten to this day. His comments came hours after the CDC announced that people who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 do not need to wear masks or practice social distance indoors and outdoors except under social circumstances. And the sign of the Biden administration embracing of the guidelines and the guidance, the White House emailed staffers Thursday telling them they no longer have to wear a mask on the complex grounds if they are vaccinated, an official told CNN. If you are fully vaccinated, you can start doing the things that you have stopped doing because of the pandemic. Dr. Rachel Winsky said during the White House COVID-19 briefing. "We have all longed for this moment," and that's what she said. That's what the masks are wearing that we have doing so far. That's what it's all about. Yes, we know the coronavirus was no joke. But now what we know about this before, we know about it each and every day that they're real online. That after all this time we had about 580 plus thousand people were dying, and the cases. But the numbers are going down, and the cases are being dropped, and that's what it is, and that's what it's all about. But this is a big deal. This was the big deal. And this is a big one. President Biden just said today, "We're patriots. We're all patriots. And this is how we have to be vaccinated." I just got vaccinated this morning. I still about an hour. So anyway, it will count. But I know how it takes. This is what it takes to be absolutely unbelievable. Because what we've seen for now is maybe now. I never know. I never ever gonna contend about. But anyway, after I get vaccinated, fully vaccinated, I have to go back on June the 11th. That will be next month. I have to go back on June 11th. And after I get fully vaccinated, after I got fully vaccinated in the next 2 weeks, if I go into the store, I believe that I will never have to wear a mask again. For real. Although I just have my mustache on, but anyway, I just shaving my mustache and have my mustache off. I don't have a mustache for about 8 years. Although, anyway, but if I do shave mustache, I'll be okay. But anyway, you know how it goes. So anyway, what can happen? How did this happen, and how did everybody know? The Republicans know. Now the Republicans know that we all know that they saw it coming. I know we see people in Texas with no mask, being in the baseball games. Having fun. We know everything about this for sure. But we all know, people knows about this for sure. The mask will be intimidated. Our mask will be intimidated. If we don't wear masks, after you get fully vaccinated, if we go to the store, if we go to our job without masks, do not wear it. Do not wear it after you get fully vaccinated. Don't wear it when you're fully vaccinated. I see a lot of people knows about it for sure, but look, I'm going back to the store. I'm going back to Walgreens with my mask on June 11th to get my second shot when I get fully vaccinated. But you know what? Let's just all do this part and win. Let's do this part so we can win this war against coronavirus, against COVID-19. But anyway, let's go for sure. Know how things are going to now. I know how things are going by, and I know how things are going well. And we can do this. We could do this together. Come on, it's not the end of the war. It's not the end of the war for real. It's going to be a normal life. When it gets to summer or the fall, it doesn't even matter. But it was only a amount of time. So now, let's go back to the data. Right now, we got 3,461,240 people are fully vaccinated. That brings up total of 33%. At least 1/3 of 4,269,241. And that brings out 40.7%. But we know this about this post. We can get there. We could get there good for real. May 24th to July the 4th. That's for sure. That's for sure, for real. All I'm saying is, wow. Now, where the DCL stands on COVID-19 vaccinations for kids 12 and up, that's where it matters. That's where it matters for real. So it's going to be a great day for the Americans. How can they get there? And just for real, for anything that goes up. Joe Biden does his job. Kamala Harris does his job too. This is what I got on this for Walgreens. That's what I got this morning. And I want to thank you, President. I want to thank you, Mr. President. And I want to thank Mrs. Vice President for making this happen. So, time will come. Time will tell. For real. Now, would that be a major step for us? Because some people knows how we had some are living. Some people were living, some people were dying. They have battling this coronavirus for years. The doctors, the hospitals, they're battling for the coronavirus for months. In this past year, it never happened. It happened in New York, but somehow it was. We just want people to get back to normal. We just want people to get back to normal because we want to, and we want to get back to normal seriously. We serious about this because we all know about this whole stuff over and over again. And as it happens for sure. But the Republicans do know it's all on Joe Biden. Well, anyway, I don't care. It's all on Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. But anyway, we don't care. Everybody don't care. But I respect a lot of people. And I thank Joe Biden for doing this. I thank the president for doing this because he is a real deal. I thank Kamala Harris for making this happen because she is a real deal. And I thank them for that, for both of them. We don't know, no, we don't know what's going in. We don't know what's going in. The coronavirus is far from over. This pandemic stuff is far from over. But it's just the beginning to get rid of this COVID-19 stuff. Get rid of the restrictions. Get rid of the mask wearing. Get rid of the social distancing. The physical distancing could be perfect. Either we can hug or shake hands or something like that. Go to church, go back to school, and probably this fall, and go back to the sporting events so people could gather in crowds. It's all about life. And it's all about profit. It's all about life in 2018. People who are unvaccinated should get vaccinated now. Get those vaccines now, people. For real. Because I've been telling you about this for a long time. People are waiting for this normal to begin. Doesn't matter if you. I see a lot of people out there walking around wearing masks outdoors. We got a chance to go out, but we indoors. We wear our masks for real, and it's what it is. Then we go to work. Sometimes we go to work, and sometimes we do. That's for sure. That is for sure, for real, no matter what. And yes, it is. I'm not sure of it. This is what it is for real. Absolutely perfect. Perfect to see. Knows how this was all about. Knows how this is. It is what it is for other people. And we already know about some things can happen. Some things can happen. A lot of stuff. But anyway, hey, when I get fully vaccinated on June the 11th, I mean, I won't get sick anymore. All you have to do is stay safe. Continue to wear a mask and practice social distancing. I had just one dose here today. Thank God. So, for a lot of people in their life, I can never ever tell I never ever thought that we will get through this together. We will get through this together. So, this morning, I went to Walgreens, get vaccinated. I put my left white on. They give me the sticker. They give me a $5 gift card for the Walgreens. And that's what it is. So, I had to go back next month on June the 11th. On the Friday. I may have to miss work. I don't know. But anyway, we'll have to wait and find out and see. Also, by the way, not knowing about the game, the Durham Bulls baseball game, the first season pitch, when Cohen, who threw his first pitch, was absolutely unbelievable. So whatever happens, it happens. So anyway, we're all in this together now, for real. Today is a great day for the Americans, and I'm glad. I'm glad this is gonna come to the end sooner or later. But then, look, people around the world, if you're not fully vaccinated, then you must get vaccinated now. If you're fully vaccinated, you don't need to wear a mask outdoors, indoors, sometimes at work and sometimes at the store, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in this video. That's going to be it for now. Also, please subscribe to this video and share it to loved ones, to the parent people on YouTube and on Facebook. Joseph Crudup Show starts Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 8 o'clock in the evening. 8 o'clock at night. And make sure you subscribe to this video and share it. And so, that's going to be it for now. This is Joseph Crudup. Make sure you have to wash your hands, use soap, follow social distancing, stay safe out there, and get vaccinated. If you're fully vaccinated, have fun in your life. Hopefully, we'll get back to normal. Till then, this is Joseph Crudup. I'll see you tomorrow.